Everybody, guess what? Breaking news. Donald Trump here has said that there's a ceasefire agreed to in Gaza, but only agreed to so far by Israel. He says, my representatives had a long and productive meeting with the Israelis today in Gaza. Israel has agreed to the necessary conditions to finalize the 60-day ceasefire, during which time we will work with all parties to end the war. The Qataris and the Egyptians, who have worked very hard to help bring peace, will deliver this final proposal. I hope for the good of the Middle East that Hamas takes the deal, because it will not get better. It will only get worse. Thank you for your attention to this matter. So I have my own theory on what's happening. I have one part of it anyway, is that Israel and the United States are running out of munitions, because I have another story coming up telling you that they've just paused sending munitions to Ukraine, which was another big reason why Israel was desperate to end the Iranian war that they started, because they were out of the missiles that they needed and munitions. So that's what I think. This is a 60-day pause so they can build up the arms munitions. That's part of it. I think that's part of it. Sam Husseini says, here's your periodic reminder that the United States government regularly sells the world a phony ceasefire and then accelerates its actions. And he has a headline, President Biden unveils and endorses details of a new Israeli ceasefire proposal. So that's from May 31st of 2024. So yeah, I don't buy it. I mean, it's better than nothing, I guess. I don't buy it. Let's see. Draven says, Israel agreeing to a ceasefire is like a prostitute promising she's a virgin. No one believes it. Except Piers Morgan does. He says, great work, Mr. President. Huge. Let's see. Trump's Gaza ceasefire, a Western ploy to prolong war and deceive the world. Trump's so-called 60-day ceasefire in Gaza, announced on July 1st, is a blatant fraud, a recycled Western tactic to buy time, rearm, and tighten the noose on Palestine. This isn't peace. It's a page from the Minsk Accords, where the West stalled to arm Ukraine for war against Russia. That's exactly what the Minsk Accords were. Now Trump's pulling the same con in Gaza, propping up a floundering Israel while Palestine face unrelenting genocide. Let's expose the truth. Minsk 2.0 in Gaza. The Minsk Agreement in 2014, 2015, they were a sham, giving Ukraine time to train with NATO and escalate the Donbass conflict. In 2025, Trump's 30-day ceasefire with Putin was a lifeline for a collapsing Ukrainian army. Gaza's truce is no different. Israel's overstretched, its Iron Dome is faltering, and the economy's crumbling. The 60-day pause is a desperate move to resupply and regroup, not to end the bloodshed. That's my feeling. Iran's wake-up call forced their hand. In April 2025, Iran's missiles overwhelmed Iran's defenses, depleting interceptors and exposing its military limits. Trump's truce with Iran was no diplomatic win. It was a plea to save Israel from further humiliation. Now, with Hamas and Gaza's resistance holding firm, this ceasefire is another stall tactic to let Israel reload while Palestinians starve under a brutal blockade. Palestinians as collateral damage. Over 56,000 Palestinians have been killed. I think it's way, way more than that. I think it's at least double, probably triple or quadruple that. 2.2 million have been displaced, yet Trump's deal demands Hamas disarm and cede power while Israel bombs with impunity. There's been 109 killed on July 1st, many near aid sites. The Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, a U.S.-Israeli front, lures desperate civilians to aid zones for the Israeli forces to attack. This is the West Games. Offer peace with impossible terms, blame Palestinians for rejecting it, and then unleash more violence. Trump's Peacemaker Act is a lie. Trump's Truth Social boasts about saving the Middle East as pure theater for his base and Israel's lobby. His plan keeps Israelis' boots in Gaza, demands Hamas dissolution, and offers no guarantee of a permanent end to the slaughter. This is a Minsk-level deception, a temporary halt to let Israel and the West catch their breath while Gaza's Gaza faces famine and ruin. From Ukraine to Iran to Gaza, the West's ceasefire obsession is a cynical cycle. Pause, rearm, and then escalate. Trump's not brokering peace. He's prolonging wars in the West that the West is losing. Hamas sees through this charade, and so must we. Demand an end to the occupation, not the resistance. Very well said. Very well said. Are you with us, Kurt?
Yeah. Does this sound okay?
Yeah. Have you heard about this? That Trump is saying that he's brokered a 60-day ceasefire. He just needs Hamas to agree to it. Nobody's buying. I'm not buying it. Some people are buying it. I'm not one of them. I think it's just because, if you don't know, Israel and the United States are running low on munitions. United States is right now pausing on more munitions to Ukraine because they ran out. That's why Trump had to end the Iran war quick, because Israel was getting their ass handed to them because they had run out of munitions. What do you think?
Guess what else is happening?
What?
The settlers, the hilltop kids, all these terror groups, they're turning on Netanyahu and on the IDF. So they were attacked on the IDF by these nutbag settlers over the weekend.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
Things are falling apart. Yeah. As far as the ceasefire, like, what is everybody talking about? We could never have won a war with any of these people. We don't win wars. We're out. Even if we had missiles, we couldn't do it. It's pure theater.
Well, they did manage to get Al Qaeda installed as the head of Syria. So it only took about 20 years, but they did do that. They got rid of Assad, and they replaced him with a legit head of Al Qaeda.
We could change his name. That's cool.
He did change. He does wear a blue suit now. So let's listen to a little bit.
Trump brags about getting Israel to agree to a ceasefire deal with Hamas, and his cultists have been showering him with love and praise, despite the fact that no one else has agreed to the ceasefire deal. And the true reasons behind Trump attempting to achieve a ceasefire deal in Gaza are sinister as fuck. So in true Trump fashion, he announces on Truth Social that he's finalizing a 60-day ceasefire deal that Israel has agreed to. And even though this doesn't seem to be as much as a ceasefire deal, as much as it's being proposed as terms of surrender, because he said that if Hamas does not agree to these terms that don't really benefit them, don't really benefit Palestine, and don't really benefit Gaza, then things will get worse. Yeah, that doesn't really sound like he's advocating for bilateral peace. It sounds like a thinly veiled threat. How does Trump expect to achieve the ceasefire deal? Somehow, Qatar and Egypt are going to be the ones to mediate the ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. Problem with that is both Qatar and Egypt are puppets of the United States and therefore effectively puppets of Israel. So once again, the odds of Hamas actually agreeing to a ceasefire deal or that ceasefire deal actually being beneficial to Palestinian people are probably zilch. And therefore, Trump is probably putting the cart before the horse, celebrating the ceasefire. Speaking of putting the cart before the horse, his cultists are already celebrating as if he's achieved something, despite the fact that no one except for Israel has agreed to this potential ceasefire deal. Here's Libs of TikTok talking about he deserves a Nobel Peace Prize. Here's Charlie Kirk saying President Trump has ended 4 wars in 90 days. Give the man the Nobel Peace Prize. Trump announced a 60-day ceasefire in Israel-Gaza war. The peace president, even Elon Musk, was beefing with Trump like 2 days ago. But, ketamine. So even he is like, we got to give credit where credit is due, despite the fact no credit is due, because Trump actually hasn't resolved a damn thing. But hey, cultists going cold. Now, let's be honest. The Nobel Peace Prize hasn't really meant shit for a long time.
That's right.
Kissinger and Barack Obama have won the Nobel Prize. But it's the messaging that's sinister. It's messaging that suggests that Trump is a pro-peace president, despite the fact that this man just tried to light Iran up on behalf of Israel. Not even because of the United States or our interests, just because Israel told them to, despite all intel suggesting that Iran was no imminent nuclear threat. And because Israel effectively got its way, they're already discussing how they're going to attack Iran again. Not to mention Trump himself threatened the supreme leader of Iran, despite the fact that that conflict wasn't the United States to get involved in, nor did the United States start the fight. So why the president of the United States was openly threatening the leader of Iran is beyond me. But even more so, the answer is most certainly antithetical to what they are calling a peace president. Or we can point to this new love fest Trump is having with NATO. Yeah, because we all know that NATO is known for being international pillars of peace and coexistence. But the real question is, why is Trump so pressed about the 60-day ceasefire? Why would Israel actually agree to a 60-day ceasefire? And what do they expect to gain from this? And the answer is simple. It's because this ceasefire is only to allow peace just long enough to implement Trump's bullshit two-state solution. And by two-state solution, what he actually means is giving up total control of Gaza to countries like Egypt, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, and others, and not even allowing the Palestinian Authority to be part of the reconstruction and governance of Gaza. So effectively, they'd be trading one master for another master, even though all those countries work for the same master. So all the natural gas and resources, it wouldn't be left up to Gazans and Palestinians to figure out how to benefit from that. It would be left up to those countries who answer to the United States, who effectively answer to Israel. And even though Trump is calling this a two-state solution, Gaza would not be permitted to mount its own sovereign military, and therefore couldn't be considered a sovereign state, technically speaking, and therefore it wouldn't be a two-state solution. It would literally just be a reorganized apartheid. And in this two-state solution, there is no discussion whatsoever of expanded, guaranteed human rights for the Palestinians that live in Gaza. This isn't a two-state solution. This ceasefire has nothing to do with bilateral cooperation or bringing peace and prosperity to the Palestinian people. It is only acting as a stopgap to ensure that Israel gets to continue its Greater Israel project without impediment from the Palestinian people. And how long do y'all think this alleged peace will even last, given that the Palestinian people have made it perfectly clear they're done with allowing other countries, especially Israel and the United States, to determine their destinies?
So, yeah, that's a great point he makes, that, Qatar and Egypt are puppet states of the United States, which makes them puppet states of Israel, which means this isn't going to be a real two-state solution. And, this isn't a negotiated peace deal. This is just, hey, we'll stop killing you if you give over your country to us.
Well, Jimmy, the important part he mentioned in there, where's the natural gas going? Okay, we got our puppets there to control the natural gas.
That's
so
right.
We will be getting how much trillions of natural gas?
It's $500 billion in natural gas that's under Gaza.
Okay, so luckily we'll be getting it. I didn't know it was okay to take Qatar money. Remember? They accused Ian Carroll?
Yes.
He must be getting paid with gutter money. You mean the puppet state of Israel in America? That money?
That money?
Good.
Yeah.
I guess it's good.
So, okay, Nico House, great job on that. And that's exactly what I was thinking. And fantastic. Okay, well, this is not... things are only getting worse. Things are only getting worse, and wait till the people who voted for Trump lose their health care. Wait till that happens, and wait till gas prices go up. Wait till they can't afford stuff even more. Wait till they're more in debt. Half the country right now can't afford a $400 emergency. 60 to 80% of people live paycheck to paycheck as it is right now. I don't. It's.
You know how easy it is for Iran to shut down the Strait of Hormuz?
Yes, very easy. They
just have to threaten a bomb, not bomb.
Yes,
and you can't get insured to go through no more.
That's right.
It's that easy.
It's that easy. That's right. It's and that's 20% of the world's oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz.
Also, they didn't get Iran's nukes, which don't matter because they weren't trying to use nukes. They had to just keep a threat so they don't get sword rape like Gaddafi for getting rid of nukes.
Mm-hmm.
They had plenty of time to clear their stuff out from where Trump hit. He hit 9 days after Israel hit that spot already. It's such a joke. And I talked to Rogan last night at the club. He's like, oh, yeah, they hit their nukes. I'm like, no, they didn't. How do you believe that? So the nonsense, I don't know what the 4 wars are. Is he talking about the 12-day war? Is that what that's supposed to mean?
I'm thinking he's going to count Yemen as one. He's going to count the 12-day war as one. He's going to count this Gaza as one. But Ukraine's still going, so I don't know where the 4th one is.
And Candace don't look like she's going to shove about Macron's wife's dick. So I think that one's not going to end. For some reason, it hinges on that.
Yeah. Hey, are prescription drug prices just too high? It doesn't make sense. The same medications cost a fraction of the price in other countries, yet here in the United States, people are skipping the meds they need because they can't afford them. And that's not right. And that's why President Trump recently signed a new executive order to lower the cost of prescription drugs. It's a big move, and it shows that change is coming. But here's the reality. These kinds of policy changes take time, but all family pharmacy is not waiting. They're taking action now, giving you a 20% discount on all medications through June 30th to support this mission and help Americans get access today. You can order everything from antibiotics, ivermectin, and hydroxychloroquine to methylene blue and your daily maintenance meds. Over 200 medications available, no insurance needed, doctor's prescriptions included. Shipped fast and direct to your door. Go to allfamilypharmacy.com/door and use promo code DOOR20 to get 20% off. This is real healthcare, lower prices, better access, and no waiting around. Again, that's allfamilypharmacy.com/door and use code DOOR20 to get 20% off. Let's take our health into our own hands and make America healthy again. Hey, come see us on tour. We're going to be in Toronto, Red Bank, New Jersey, Northampton, Massachusetts, Concord, New Hampshire, Oxnard, California, Rutherford, New Jersey, New York, Edmonton, Calgary, and Vancouver. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets.